Hey there, Geometry. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Math with Mullins. Today we're going to be looking at our lesson 8.2, Similar Polygons. So can we figure out if two figures are similar and then be able to visualize, describe, and solve problems using the perimeters of similar polygons? First thing we're going to do is fill out our definition chart here. So similarity transformation is essentially a dilation. So it's a transformation composed of a dilation or a dilation and a rigid motion. And remember, those are going to be like translation, reflection, rotation. So anything involving really a dilation. And then similar polygons, two polygons are similar if one can be obtained by the other through a dilation. This means we have congruent angles and proportional sides. Okay. So we're going to dive right in to see what those will look like. Remember, a dilation is when you have a shape and it just gets smaller, or you have a shape and it gets bigger. Now we're just going to see maybe some turning happening there. Okay. So ABCD is similar to PQRS. List all pair of congruent angles and write a proportion that relates to the corresponding sides. One thing I like to do before I begin is I like to do something called the stack. So that means I'm going to take my letters given to me, A, B, C, D, and I'm going to stack the next letters given to me right underneath them. So P, Q, R, and S, so that I'm able to see easily what angles match with what angles and what sides match with what sides. So really, I don't even need a picture of the polygon. I just need this right here. So angle A matches with angle P. I can see that though clearly here. Angle P and angle A are the point of, or the top of the kite, if you will. Angle B matches to angle Q. Angle C matches to angle R, and angle D matches to angle S. Okay, and then I'm going to fill in some proportions. So side AB, if I look at AB, right underneath that is PQ. Side BC matches with QR. Side CD matches with RS, and side DA matches with SP. And the same, and I can go also back from the other one. AB or PQ corresponds to AB. QR matches BC. CD matches RS, and DA matches SP. Okay, so I'm just showing you there are different ways to writing proportional polygons. I can go from big to small or small to big, just as long as I keep that same pattern. The next part we want to make sure of is if these are going to be similar, and if so, find the scale factor. So the first thing I look at is just to make sure all my angles matching, and it looks like N matches to R with that one arc, and it's also showing that in my similarity statement. Angle Q is supposed to go with angle S, and notice that Q and S both have those two arcs. And then angle P and angle T, those match because there's nothing drawn there, so we could say if two angles match in a triangle, then the third angles match. So I'm going to check all angles congruent. And then the next thing I want to look at are all of the sides and see how they relate to one another. So keeping in mind it says, is NQP similar to RST? So what you can think about is this one is my new shape and this one was my old shape. Okay, so I'm just reading it from left to right. So what I could do is maybe set up a proportion that represents all congruent sides and to see if they have the same scale factor. So maybe I'd start with the side NQ and the side RS. I'm going to do 10 over 12.5. That should be proportional to another set of corresponding sides. Maybe I say that is side ST, which is 9.2, to side QP, which is 11.5. And then the final side should be 12 for my new shape, should be matching with 15. Side 12 is on RT, and RT matches with NP. These are all going to make the same scale factor, 10 over 12.5 If I just divide 10 by 12.5, I'm getting 0.8. Then I do the next one. 9.2 divided by 11.5, also 0.8. And then 12 out of 15, or 12 divided by 15, is also 0.8. So I'd say yes, they are similar because angles are congruent and sides are proportional with K equaling 0.8. Okay? And remember, K is just our scale factor. Next up, we got a similar situation. See if you can try this one on your own. So you can pause the video here, try it on your own, and when you're ready to check it, go ahead and hit that play button to see what you get. All right, determine if ABC is similar to DEF. So we would say this one is our new one, because it's now translating into that, and this was our old one. Right away I can see that A matches to D because they both have one arc, B matches to E because they have two arcs, and C matches to F, so those have 3 marks. So far I can say angles match, or angles are congruent, okay? And then I would check my sides. So again, scale factor is going to be new side versus old side, okay? So new, I'm going to start with DE. DE corresponds to AB, so that's 8, so 12 over 8. And then EF, notice I go E to F, that's 2 rings to 3 rings, so 15 over 10. And then the last one, 21 over 14, and then I just double check each one of these to make sure that they have the same scale factor. 12 divided by 8, I'm getting 1.5. 15 divided by 10, I also get 1.5. And then 21 divided by 14, I also get 1.5. So we can say yes, similar, because all angles congruent and sides are proportional with K equaling 1.5. Okay, and 1.5 meaning it's an enlargement from the previous one to the new one. So yes, my old shape did get larger to create the new shape. Next up, we're given a similarity statement, and now we're going to solve for y. So let's go ahead and turn the page and look at example 4. It says in the diagram WXYZ is similar to PQRS. So if we wanted to find the value of y, we'd want to do a proportion here and set it up. So first off, we got to make sure we're setting it up correctly. And what I do is I typically start with my first shape. So I say 5y minus 2 over 16. 5y minus 2 is side ZY, and 16 is on side WZ. So on the other polygon, I just want to make sure I pick those same sides. ZY should correspond to SR, so that's going to be 6. And then WZ corresponds to PS, which is 12. So now all I have to do is cross multiply and solve for y. So I'm going to do 16 times 6 and 12 times the entire 5y minus 2. So I'm going to get 96 is equal to 60y minus 24. So that means 60y has to be equal to 120. So that means y is equal to 2. Okay. One thing you want to make sure you're doing is right here. Trying to find a better thing to look at here. Right here, make sure you're distributing that 12 to everything inside the parentheses. So every 12 gets distributed to the 5y and the minus 2. Let's see if you can try this one on your own. So go ahead and pause here for number 5. When you're ready to check it, go ahead and click play. All right, again, I just started with 2 sides from the same shape, so I'm going to do 36 over 32. Side 36 is on GM, and 32 is on side AG. And then I'm just going to match that up. So GM has to match with XD, so that is going to be x plus 6. And then AG matches with KX, and KX is x plus 3. So now I'm going to cross multiply making sure I'm distributing everything. So 36 times x plus 3 and 32 times x plus 6. So here I'm going to get 32x, oopsies, plus 192. And then on the left side I'm going to get 36x plus 108. And then it's just a matter of getting all your x's to the same side. So I'm going to subtract 32 from both sides. And then subtract 108 from both sides. So I'm going to get 4x is equal to 84, which means x is 21. Okay? And then one more practicing with setting up for proportion. Again, pause this one here, try it on your own, and when you're ready to check, click play, and we'll try one more thing with the perimeters of similar polygons. All right, by now you've probably gotten used to this. So 4 over 6x minus 3 is from that first shape. 4 is on side JM, and 6x minus 3 is on side ML. And then on the other side, JM should be matching with QT. So QT is side 2, and then ML says I should be matching TS, so 3. Okay? So QT, ML matches ST. There we go. Okay, cross multiplying. 2 times 6x minus 3 and 4 times 3. So I got 12 on one side and then 12x minus 6. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. I get 12x is equal to 18. So x has to be 1.5, but then it says find the length of LM. So here's LM, so I'm just going to plug in that 1.5 where I have my x. So 6 times 1.5 minus 3. 6 times 1.5 is going to give me 9, and 9 minus 3 is 6. So LM is equal to 6. Okay? The last little bit is talking about the perimeters of similar polygons. So remember, a similar polygon is created by dilation. So if two polygons are similar, then their perimeters are proportional in the same ratio as the scale factor between them. Okay, so that really just means scale factor will tell us the relationship of their perimeters. Okay, I don't even have a picture for you because we're going to do an example on the next slide. Here we go. If the scale factor from similar triangles LKM to QPR, so remember that is, my QPR is the new one, LKM is the old, so new over old is 5 over 3, then what could be the perimeter of QPR, okay? So 5 over 3, meaning QPR is unknown, don't know the perimeter, but I do know the perimeter of LKM. If I take 12 plus 15 plus 6, I'm going to get 33. So if the perimeter is 33, I can find the information. You can either cross multiply or just see I multiplied by 11 to get my perimeter from my scale factor. So that means my perimeter for the large one would be 55. Sound good? That'll be all we have for today. Sorry about the interrupting bells. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of guidance on using similar polygons and finding your missing measures and perimeters. And we'll catch you next time when we talk more about similar triangles. Have a great day. Bye.